game change, I'm here to restore order. New school and old school, I'm here to connect the border. Real hip-hoppers just trying to bring that feeling back. I'm the fan of the culture, so for real I be missing that. When you had to really rap, when you said you could spit a rap. Trash, you get nothing. If you hot, then you get it dap. Bronx the birthplace of the legendary genre. August 11 is the date, really you should honor. Important date, if you don't know about it, it's a problem. It happens to be the date that hip-hop was started. KRS-One said bring it to the cipher. Coogee rap, taking the war, that was fire. Rakim, ain't no joke, was on the lineup. Jada and they dog.
No doubt, it's your boy, the Joke Overlook MC, here back again on the Underground Lounge right here on the Even Rush Network. You know what I mean? And I have a fellow MC coming out of Buffalo right now with the definitely pushing the culture forward on a whole nother level. You know what I mean? He's definitely been in this game for a long time. I've been following him for a while, been a fan for a minute, and it's an honor to have him on the show. Hip-hop historian, loving the culture, from DJing, MCing, producing, freestyling, bars. I mean, we keep going on every element of hip-hop that we can talk about today. We have the legendary Chuckie Campbell in the building. What's going on, family?
What's up? I'm humbled, brother. Thank you so much. Happy to be on the Underground Lounge podcast, bro.
Yeah, no doubt, man. You've been in this game for a minute. You've been growing. Every time I've seen you, I told my story of how I seen you by mistake. You know, going to the venue out in Buffalo and seeing you for the first time, been a fan ever since. And I've been following you on social media. You've been doing crazy tours. You've been doing a lot of things and all that. So let people that don't know about you know a little bit of something about Chuckie Campbell, straight from Buffalo, New York.
Okay. So I'm signed by Automatic Records out of Brooklyn, New York. We have two other satellite locations. And I'm sponsored by 3 Chord Bourbon. I've been doing hip hop since I was probably about 12 years old, which makes me like super veteran in the game. You know what I'm saying? I've toured consistently with a band for probably about 12 or 13 years now.
Yeah.
And we've done 20, 30 city runs, West Coast, East Coast, Midwest, all throughout the nation. And you know what, like all to the best of the culture that we're all part of. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. Yeah. I've been checking y'all for a while, man, and I'm loving the content. I'm loving your showmanship is definitely off the chain. What gives you that showmanship? What gives you that creativity to have your showmanship on stage the way you do? Those who haven't seen Chuckie on stage, I need to see him on stage. I'm letting you know that now. If you ever see him being booked in your city or your town, please get the ticket because you will not be disappointed because his stage performance and showmanship is crazy. How the rehearsals? I want to know the behind the scenes of the rehearsals of the band. You know what I'm saying? Let's go through that. Let's go through that format real quick. How did that work? I see you guys do the things y'all do on stage.
Well, I definitely owe most of my showmanship and my MC skills to all the forefathers that like did this before me, came before me. You know, a lot of that I've absorbed throughout the years, and I've learned how to interact with crowds and things like that. As far as the band, you know, we always have a live band, you know, usually about 4 to sometimes 7 or 8 people on stage. Everything from violin to bass to guitar to keys to, you know, definitely drums. Drums are at the heart of hip hop, so always that. And for years, I traveled around with a very, I would say, horn-centric act. So it was trombone and trumpet. And when we didn't have the big band that followed us, we could travel with a smaller band that combined some minimized tracks with a large horn sound and some hard-hitting drums. So that kind of compelled us for years. You know, we traveled all around. As far as like rehearsals and things like that, you know, we had to stay pretty strict about how many times we're supposed to rehearse, and then how we schedule our shows, and when we can bring the max amount of people out so that they can see what we're doing.
Right.
The worst thing you can do is wear out your welcome. So,
Yeah. That's right.
we do a lot of practicing, and then we build it up to the show.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I know. I've worked with a band a couple of times back in the day. I remember when I first was with the Pack Crew, legendary Pack Crew from Lackawanna. We did a lot of digital stuff, but then I was solo, and then I was with a band. I'm already with the band, but at the time the guy wanted to manage me, but he had a band where I used to rehearse with, and I think that was kind of fun because I liked the way they like to know what my style was. I said, give me something that's funk. I like the funky basses, and I like that Magonia type of beat. And so so when we rehearsed, and everything fit, everything that I've written, everything fit like perfect. So they used to do the Parliament beats, and then they should do the, the function and all that. They used to add those things with the little hip hop to it, and there was a DJ there. So me not even knowing there was a DJ there, he used to throw the cuts in and all that too. So that really had me like, okay, now y'all throwing out.
Yes. Yeah, man. I think when I first started connecting with everybody, I was really lucky to know a lot of people. I have to give it up to Davis Teaspoon Hewlett.
Yeah.
He don't really go by Spoon anymore. He goes by he goes by David Jonathan. He's got his own band, David Jonathan and the Inner City Bedlam. And David really introduced me to a lot of different live musician scenes. He took me to Color Musicians Club. He took me, all over the city, and I was just basically just freestyling in these places. And after a while, people were like, "Yo, we need to do something with this because people really like it."
Yeah. Shout out to David Jonathan, man. I interviewed him on my platform, on my pop-up show with the Joker platform, and me and him had an amazing conversation. He knew a lot of people I knew. And his production is crazy on the drums. He's definitely also on the playlist, on the 716 Live Radio playlist, and he's a very talented dude. And he was also nominated for Band of the Year at the 716 Music Awards and all that. So he definitely around some heavy hitters. He definitely around heavy hitters. Now let me talk about this here. You just did a tour last year with my fellow brother and Dave Stewie. Let's talk about that. How was that experience?
It was amazing, man. That was the Boom Bap and Bourbon tour. We actually did two of them. So there was one in the spring that was probably about 20 dates. And then there was another one in the summer around August that was about 20, 25 dates. The first one was flawless. We went up and down the Midwest and did our thing. And then the second one, we ran into some typical troubles that you have out there on the road and stuff like that, and had to navigate it. But we finished the tour. We didn't stop, and we kept going. And everybody had a great time. And if I could speak just a little bit to Dave's genius, Dave is not just a brilliant songwriter, but he's just a beautiful voice to listen to. I always said, the first time I heard Dave ever, I was like, Dave sounds like you're just listening to the radio, like his voice is already mixed and everything. And he just singing on a regular microphone. That's how good this dude's tone is, his delivery is. And so I knew, if there's somebody I wanted to bring out on the road with me, it was somebody of that talent and that ability to deliver.
Yeah, he definitely showmanship. He performed at my birthday party years ago, and I booked him in, and he just exploded, man. And I brought my boy K Tricky down from South Carolina. Rest in peace to K Trick. And he was the king of the party. So I brought them two together, and they both came together on stage. That was just so awesome. We did it at the Union Pub right there in downtown Buffalo, and I used to work there, so I used to get that venue all the time to do whatever. So I threw a birthday party and brought some of my favorite artists down to perform. And also the legendary recipe DJ Bland was my DJ at the time.
Oh man.
He definitely showed out in the place to be. And that was one of my best moments of meeting Dave, man. He's definitely talented. And y'all continue to open the doors of the city of Buffalo. Now, speaking of Buffalo, how do you feel of what's going on in the city of Buffalo ever since Griselda opened those doors for us? What you see us in the next 5 years?
Well, those cats right there are doing major work. You know what I'm saying? Like they out there doing all the things that they're supposed to do, but on the back end for us, I feel like what we need to be doing is supporting our scene and supporting each other and helping each other get into the right places. Um, you know, the worst thing we can do is try to compete for attention. You get what I'm saying? Instead, like what we need to be doing is earn status through like participating in the culture, being a real representative of it, being as real and authentic as possible as we can to people, and then giving back what hip hop is meant to do. You know, is the community and the culture element is the biggest part of what we do with this. You know, I always say like more than anything else, I feel like, you know, hip hop is giving me opportunity instead of the other way around. You know what I'm saying? Like this thing shaped me, gave me an interest into the world of ideas. Oh, everything I got to this. So for us, I feel like what we need to be doing is taking the steps forward to build together. You know, I've been trying to do my best with some of that. You know, I know being who I am, sometimes I can get into spaces other people can't. And so if I can open the doors in those spaces and bring in the right artists, it gives them the opportunity to shine.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, because you put in that work and you definitely have that lane on Smash. When you first got into them lanes to try to figure out how to get involved, like with the tours and traveling, you know what I'm saying? For people that don't know, what is the step to take to do that? You know what I'm saying? The basic step takes for that. Because I know a lot of people have been asking a lot of questions, and I'm saying that I give them my perspective, but get to your perspective to a whole nother artist that been doing this for a long time. You're a legend in the game. You stay on the road. You one of the top MCs. You definitely in the top 5 MCs coming out of Buffalo. Those who don't know that's from the Music Association. Did the top 5 come out of Buffalo, and you made that top 5. So let people know the tools and the do's and the don'ts to try to get in when you fit in that lane as far as doing shows and tours.
Yeah, no, and then let's go ahead and say this. I've never put myself in the top 5. It's always other people writing about me, okay?
Yeah,
and there's lots of great MCs in Buffalo. You were an amazing MC yourself so many years. As far as touring and getting around the country, what happened with me is first I got Billy Drees Williams. I don't know if you guys know who Idris is. You know, another legend in Buffalo hip hop. I was lucky enough for him to bless me and kind of hook me up with Tony Cafaro, with DTR. And then there for a while, Tony was kind of pushing me on, like putting me on tours, right? This is before I had the band. It was just me out there rapping. I was just out there like, you know, pushing the first album that I had. And it got picked up by some places. It got picked up by The Source and Huffington Post and things. And then hopped on some tours with Prim Rock, who's now doing a lot of stuff, great stuff out of New York City. But I learned kind of how to tour from those early experiences and then watched what Tony was doing, right? So like every place that I went and landed at, I was linking with people and talking to people and shaking hands, you know, staying connected. And then once I came back home, that's when me and David connected.
Right.
And David was like, "Oh, let's do the band thing." And so like instead of me just like traveling around by myself, it became like a band thing. And so if I were to give anybody any advice, it's kind of like what happened with me was first of all, I spent a lot of time like learning how to connect with owners, booking agents, and the people who are like covering and booking acts at these at venues, right? Like I developed relationships with these people. And then secondly, I started developing relationships with other artists that were like me, right? Like
Right.
Eric Crit likes to say in our city, there's like more than one music industry. Like
That's
you
right.
have like the very top music industry that got all the hot 97s and all that other stuff. But then like you have another sub layer and another sub layer and another sub layer, and each like layer is a different space to operate in.
Right.
And when I was at the bottom, I had to figure out, okay, it was just hard enough to get into that next layer. How was I going to do it? Right.
Right. Right.
So I started thinking, okay, well, I need a coordinated plan, right? I need something at home that's consistent, that brings people in and allows touring artists to visit and then go. And secondly, I need to be able to make good on the connections with the people I already have.
Right.
So I needed like a cycle going on,
Right. Right. Right.
So I think the beginning of it started with I created a monthly at home.
Right.
So I started with like, let's do some local stuff and build the local stuff up and then showcase the MCs and then link those people without even really worried about myself. Link
Right.
those people to the touring artist that needs the date, right? And that not only strengthened our local scene because the local people met the touring artist who's already moving around, but it also allowed me to develop a relationship with the touring artist, right? And then develop a better relationship with some of the local people who deserve some shine.
Right. Right.
So I'm developing relationships on that level. The next thing I would say is that you got to show up at like the big events like A3C, South by Southwest, North by Northeast. Like these are big, like huge get-togethers. Like the people that you meet, like they're just walking around like like it's just normal, but like these are like, and most of the time they're like celebrities or people that are about to be celebrities.
That's right.
I remember being at South by Southwest for the first time and seeing I saw Macklemore. Yeah, he played for 8 people. You know what I'm saying? Like you just see like you see these people who they're destined to be great, but like they haven't quite hit that yet. And like all those people are in the same place and they're studying the same thing and they're all going for the same thing. And if you make the right friends, then it helps you each level of the way. So, it started by like kind of taking a risk. I was like, all right, well, if I have to get to South by Southwest and that's my goal, how many cities do I need to get there? And everybody be able to like survive, eat, stay in a hotel room, all that, So like I budgeted all that out. And we just, I don't know, man, we grinded it out there for a minute. Yeah, I mean, as far as, there's so much more. I could sit here and go on forever booking and things. It's about the structure of your emails. It's about promo pictures. It's about EPK, electronic press kit. How do you set up a bio, a long bio, a short bio? It's about setting up value for your brand. How do you create a logo? There's so much systematic stuff that goes into it. But once you have the foundation set, let's say you got your branding in place, the next move is reaching out to people that can connect with you, right? And it's real easy to create a network because, let's be honest, a lot of people rap. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And everybody's trying to work off of each other. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop is very collaborative. So like, when we got here working together, like usually you're gonna find a lot of people that can work with you.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, dude. And I do how you broke it down because I see a lot of artists, especially out of our city, is scared to take that risk, and you always take those risks as day one. And I don't know an artist besides you and Mad Dukes that really took stuff on a budget and really took it to the road, even took it overseas. And it's like seeing that compared to, what Griselda is a different ball game. That's a whole different lane, different perspective. So it's like
that's another layer. That's what we're talking about. Yeah,
that's another tier. Like, you know what I mean? They, and I knew once I've listened to West Side Gun's interviews, and I talked with him a couple times, face to face, of how he said that he knew by the time he came home from jail, he knew exactly what he wanted, how to get it. He knew when to do it. He knew when the best time to do it. You know what I mean? He studied that. He studied it down to a T. And when somebody take it that deep, as an artist, a producer, a promoter, whatever you're doing, or label, fashion designer, that's real deep. And I know a lot of people that I know, especially in their hometown. I'm pretty sure you can vouch for this. They look for those shortcuts.
Yeah.
They look for those.
You know what though? West didn't take no shortcuts, bro.
At all.
Anything West took the long way. And here's the thing, like when you look, Conway really ain't take no shortcuts.
Nope.
Benny ain't take no short. All those guys worked their asses off, man. Excuse my language, but like the on the real, like Benny, bro. I remember when Benny was playing to 12 people. You know what I'm saying? Benny probably didn't even know my name. You know what I mean? We was just like hanging. We was just at the little bar he was in on Chippewa, and those guys, man, they worked so hard though. Like, and to think about the body of work they produced. You know what I'm saying? Like the body of work that they produced over these years, like it was just nonstop. It's like they're dropping 3 projects a year. Like, those guys right there deserve all the success that they've got. And like what you said with Wes, this dude had tunnel vision, bro. You have to be completely focused on what you want, and you can't let anything get you off of that. You know, Wes is like a different kind of guy. If you've ever come in contact with him, you'll know it immediately when you're around him. His energy's different. You know what I'm saying? He just like, and he rubs that off on everybody that he's around. So this dude right here is just he's cut from a different cloth. They deserve all that.
Working machine. Definitely a whole different type of. He built his own machine. Like, when you in this game and you in this hip hop culture, not even just hip hop culture, if you're in pop culture, rock culture, and you build. I've been around a lot of underground people who live in Albuquerque, seeing the rock scene, seeing the horrorcore scene, boom bap scene. I've noticed that everybody's building their machine in their own way. But once you have tunnel vision, like Wes, of how he built Griselda and how he moved it forward, he did, like you said, he did not let nothing interfere in his lane. He knew what he wanted. He knew how to do it. And then even that small conversation we had at the cellar, when he told me, he said, once he knew what he wanted to do, there's no turning back. And I knew that he was going to be successful then. This is before, this is right after he signed the contract with Shady. And I knew that he was going to be one of the top cats in fashion and in the music realm in the next 5 years. Look at it now.
Yeah. He's not even close to done either. What makes him so special is too that being able to classify and find that niche market that he found. Like, he knew exactly what they did well. Like they're really, really great at just making this classic boom bap hip hop that has a certain sound to it. It's got this whole like era that it captures. You know what I'm saying? That's in there. And it's not, and I don't want to make it sound like it's all throwback, because it's not. It's it's like a modernized version of that. That's just so it's just so rich.
Right.
And then so he knew exactly who to go to. He had this in his mind already when they were spending those nights in New York City.
Yeah.
So he already knew he was destined to bump into the right people, and those people were going to collab with him because I remember when they brought Mobb Deep to like Mohawk.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
Dude, like I knew then it was over.
Alchemist, he brought Alchemist down, and I remember that.
Come on, they brought Al. I mean,
classic.
It's classic, man.
And he was one of my favorite. He was one of my favorite overlooked producers back then. I mean, back when Mobb Deep came in, he was still overlooked to me. Back in the '90s, and he was getting his shine, but he wasn't getting his shine the way he was supposed to. At that time, everybody was on the Primo, You know what I mean? Everybody was on the RZAs, and everybody was on the Just Blaze and the Swiss Beats back then. So, his name didn't come in different conversations unless you was talking about a certain style of hip hop. You know what I mean? But now, he another one that stayed in his lane. And I want to ask this about yourself. How long did it take you to create your sound? How was it? Was it a struggle to get your sound the way you wanted? What was that? What was that experience?
Man, that's a tough question right there. So, it's like, so my producer has been with me since I was probably 16 or 17.
Mm-hmm.
Same producer. He lives in Nashville now. He's signed to Atlantic. He's a songwriter. But he does most of my production. And what we do is we graph a template of what we're going for. And then after that, we maybe we outsource some of the ideas to different musicians and work with it until we think we got something special. And then once we know we have something, then, I'm usually like, it's not always this way, but sometimes I'm working after the music sometimes, and then other times I'm working before, right? Like, so if something hits me immediately, I just write to it and record it. But I mean, the sound that we've developed over the years it's got so many different parts of it, and because of the way we worked, I think like we've reached out to other people to add their flavors to it.
Right.
So there might be times where you hear like some strict boom bap, hardcore, hip hop, some scratching in there, features some Talib Kweli or some Raz Kaz, on some of them songs. And then other times, there'll be other songs that got like Aisha Green on it, and she's singing, and it's got an electronic feel to it. And then you got or Kadir Latif's on a song with me, you know what I'm saying? And it's got like it's got a different feel to it. I mean, like for real, we kind of reach out of bounds a little bit with it, just to see what we can make and be creative, because sometimes there's just not enough of that in music.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I know I struggled a lot with my sound. I knew what I wanted. And like I said, again, I'm gonna give definitely a salute to Griselda and Dalinger because of the creativity of the boom bap that he brought to the table, brought a whole different a dynamic lane to where that lane is. If you don't got your blinker on the game, you're not going in that lane. You're gonna crash because that's a different perspective of hip hop to me. A lot of people look at it different, saying it's easy. No, it's not, because you're connecting to the artist. That's why I tell producers. A lot of producers in my inbox all the time is, how can I get a sound, and how can I get placements? I said, get behind an artist. Find somebody that you think that have talent, that can fit with you, and build a sound together. Put them under your wing. You know what I'm saying?
That's the key.
Yeah, and some people are always looking for the bag. The bag gonna come if you're willing to take the time to create and build with an artist. You know what I mean? And that's the main thing that I think that's easier for a lot of producers now that they're not doing, that they're forgetting about. It's finding an artist. Okay, yeah, I like that artist, I like the sound. Why don't I just go ahead and just give them free beats and build with it? You know what I mean?
We're too spread out by this social media culture now. Like everybody's uploading the beats to YouTube and stuff like that, or making these type of beats.
Yeah.
But when you focus on an artist, then you're trying to bring something out of them. That's the difference between a beat maker and just a producer. A producer brings something out of the artist. Derringer. You know what? Ask Conway how important Derringer is.
Yeah.
It's you know what? Like that dude right there he's an amazing talent.
Yes. Amazing. And I'm glad you said that about remaking and producing. That's been a debate for a long time on social media. I listen to other people's perspective. Some people said the same thing. No, it's not. Not even close. But I respect the beat makers. I'm not knocking the beat makers. Keep doing your thing. Keep being creative. You still getting the bag. You still getting placements. Do your thing. But one thing I like about producers is you're building something from scratch of a formula to where nobody can't touch that sound. Or sometimes a lot of them can't even create that sound because you done built this thing from scratch to where you're like, okay, I know what Chuckie likes. He like the horns right here. He don't like the horns right here. He like the breakdown right here with the kick. But with that kick come in, he might throw a little bass scratch in there. Don't go too crazy, but he like it like this. Like they know the exact formula of what a Chuckie type beat is.
I mean, my producer will pull people off songs, bro. My producer will be like, yo, like that one ain't it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, like, but that's what I'm saying. A good producer is looking at the big picture, you know, and that's very different. You know, like to make beats is artistic and it is art, but like I feel like there's a deeper form of art that comes with producing a person or producing an artist. You know?
Right. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I'm glad you got into that right there. And now we in halfway through the interview, we gonna go right to a break and to the commercial break, and we would definitely gonna come back. When we come back, we're gonna break down the marketplace, because I know you've been on the physical side of the marketplace. Now this digital came, we're gonna talk about that, and then we're gonna talk about what's the new stuff you got going on in the future after these messages right here on Even Rush Network on the Underground Lounge Boom Bap Podcast, no doubt.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Chrissy, here to let you know that the Even Rush Network now has an app. Yes, an app, you guys, so you can stay connected on the go and watch all your favorite podcast shows. You can download the app at Google Play Store or Apple iTunes. So spread the word. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Also, if you're looking to start a podcast and really don't know how, well, hit us up at the Even Rush Network at gmail.com and inquire about time slots, pricings, and everything you may need to get started. We got you. Join the winning team, the Even Rush Network. And also, download that app. What are you waiting for? Get to it.
With y'all, man. Y'all see me out here. 716 is live.
Yo, shout out to 716 Live, man. Keep rocking on. You heard me? Yeah.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Beck Green. Listen, we are live right now on 716live.com radio. Make sure you are hitting us up for the morning show every Monday through Friday. That is right, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right on 716live.com. Make sure you hit that radio button once you get there and give us a call, okay? Love ya.
If I'm an artist watching our show, how does one person figure out who their fan base is and then market to them effectively?
I think in order to market, you have to understand, number one, you must know the definition of the word. 2, you must know how to use that word in a sentence. And 3,
love you.
I'm going to market could mean that I'm going to the grocery store.
This guy.
What does the term market mean? What is the stock market? What does market mean? Does market not mean to make money? So in order for me to make money, I have to be specific. Hence, what does the definition of marketing? Can you use it in a sentence? If you can use it in a sentence and you understand the meaning of it, then you understand the context of it. So in order for you to market, that would have to be specific. You cannot be specific if you don't have access to your information. Episode 1, cheat code 1. I don't care who you are, what team you have. If you cannot open the hood and look underneath and know what you are looking at, you don't know if your car can win the race. You hope it will win the race. You believe that if you get enough stickers on the outside of the car, it'll win the race. You believe that if you have the same gas as Dale Earnhardt and Ricky Bobby and the rest of these guys, that you will win the race. That's what you believe. Do you understand what marketing is? And that's what separates 99.9% of the people from the ones that aren't.
If anybody can do marketing, there wouldn't be need for marketing agencies. There are people that are masters at marketing. You have people like Ogilvy, who was considered to be the godfather of marketing, the guy who took the Volkswagen Bug and made it a symbol of American freedom. I want you to think about that. This is a man who given the world some of the greatest marketing concepts. One of them is the only product that sells is the one that's advertised. How do you advertise if you don't know who you advertising to? So to not to correct you, but to put that comment on the right path. Promotions is, hey, I'm over here. And marketing is, hey, you in the black hat. I know what you like. I got what you want. And in order for me to be able to do that, I have to have the information. So that's why I say it takes about 6 records to get your mapping right. That's why she says it takes about 18 months of consistent releases. Figure out a way that you can hang where you can hang your hat, but you're going to have to hang your hat, whether it's a song a week, a song every 2 weeks, a song every 3 weeks. You know that it takes at least 4 staff of at least 5 people. That's at least 20 people all working independently to help one person achieve one goal. All of that requires information. None of those people wake up in the morning, come to the office, and do what they think has to get done.
Yeah, no doubt. This your boy the Joker, the Overlook MC, live here with the legendary Chuckie Campbell in the building. Once again on the second half of the show, and that piece of work right there, about marketing. That's one of my mentors, Pip and Ken, Wendy Day. They be on my neck all the time. I'm a marketing coach, marketing manager for a lot of artists in the game, and all that. So we're gonna get right into it, man. Now you've been on the physical for so long. Before the digital world, how did you learn more about the digital marketing on your end? How did you figure out, okay, I've been doing this physical, this internet thing is new to me. What's the first thing that you come about doing to get where you at now as a boom bap MC?
Well, I mean, I still keep some of the physical stuff with me when I'm out on tour. So it's like if I always have merch. If you don't have merch, you're in trouble out there. All right. Like that's an extra $200-$300 a show every time you're out there on the road. That keeps you alive out there. It pays for a hotel room or food for the band or something. So, like as little as that sounds, the merch is really important. So I don't want to overlook that,
Yeah, that's right.
I still do, even though they're kind of out of vogue, I still do purchase CDs. The label paid for, vinyls and cassettes. So those help out. And then I also have my sponsor, 3 Core Bourbon. So they give us t-shirts, hoodies, keychains, guitar picks, things like that. And that's the giveaway at the show, and that helps provoke people to come back to the merch table. So that helps us out. Now to speak to like the digital side of it though, like this is a whole new game.
Yes, right.
On the real, like the best thing that I've been able to do is leverage social media ads to my advantage. I've especially during the pandemic when I wasn't able to perform live or out in front of people, I used music videos as a primary vehicle of spreading my message and spreading what I had to say, and trying to get that quality out to as many people as possible. That really helped me with as far as momentum, that when I showed back up, I didn't show up to a completely empty room. I have to shout out, like all the people that helped me with those music videos. I mean, I've been mentioning David Jonathan a whole lot lately, but we did some things. We did a music video for a song named No Collusion. That one was a big one. I had another song named Basic that come off my EP, Curious Incidents in Cancel Culture, and that had crazy numbers on that one. So those helped me kind of maintain my momentum. Now, the big question, the hard thing is like, how do you take what's happening in the music video or out there in social media and how you translate it or funnel it into Spotify plays, YouTube plays, all these kinds of things that add up to the larger,
That's right.
bigger payoff. So, I mean, there's a lot of different answers to that,
That's
you
right.
know. But I find that everybody kind of everybody's path is a little bit different. I've had like huge successes with one thing, and then it looks like that's the formula, right? But then like the exact formula doesn't work with every single thing. It's kind of very precise science that you're working with, because every song is different, reaches a different audience. So this is a new world, and to navigate it, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be complex. And if I had anything to offer the new generation, I'd just let them know that you can't give up. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep making your art. Secondly, you got to find a way to market that art. You got to find a way to bring it to the people. If it's not the same way that we've traditionally been doing it, it doesn't have to be. I've seen people get big just by really social media. I remember a couple years back, I don't know if you remember this guy, his name was Twitch. He was part of the Indie Visuals crew.
Yeah.
And Twitch had an amazing following.
Yes, he did.
Awesome. He was, I mean, it was just crazy. These people that were following him all over the place. And Twitch ended up, he ended up not doing hip hop anymore, which that was his decision. But he sold his platform for thousands of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Like, because of the reach of the platform alone. And I remember, that one of those things that spoke to me. I was like, yo, like, there are so many ways you can win here, but you have to figure out what is your path that you are sticking to, because you can't just like halfway go on a path and then leave.
That's
You're
right.
you have to stay with it and take it.
Got to be consistent. Yeah, and that's the thing I always bring to the table. And speaking of Twitch, when I first heard about Twitch, I worked with one of his producers. Shout out to my man KC, labeats.com. He produced Loud Pack, the song I'm telling you about. He produced the Loud Pack track. And when I seen the marketing of Twitch, I wanted to tap into that marketing, like how, and I definitely want to bring him on the platform, because I definitely want to ask him how did he reach that pop culture lane on social media. And I've known the basic part of the marketing side of it through my mentors and going to the marketing courses, and I know a lot of that stuff do work. It works for me, and that the people that I've coached and trained is working for them, and some is not working for others, because number one is the main thing I tell people all the time: two things you gotta have, and you could definitely agree with me. You gotta have a budget, number one, and number two, you got to know your audience. You know what I mean? You got to know who you want to tap into. And that's why I salute Griselda. I'm gonna bring them up again, because they was consistent on their sound. That's what made things easier for them to find their audience, because they didn't change up on their sound. And I tell artists all the time, a lot of them try to come in and be versatile. That's cool. You can be versatile. You can be creative in that lane anytime you want to. That's cool. I love that. But what you got to understand and understand is that you're gonna have to change up your audience on each track. But each song is different. Like if you're doing a drill track, it's a drill audience. Then if you're doing a drill track, you got to get in that drill trap audience. If you boom bap, you got to get in that boom bap. But if you get into boom bap and do mainstream sound, if you understand the mainstream sound with the boom bap, you're gonna have to transition on your audience. And that's the part that people mess up on, where they're investing so much money in these ads and they're not seeing results. You know what I mean? Have you been through that stage doing ads to where you invested so much money and then nothing happen? It happens, things happen, but it didn't happen to your perspective to where you were satisfied.
No, I started out, when I first started out, like a lot of trial and error. Like you keep reaching to a certain audience and trying to find it, and then sometimes like you'll be marketing or funneling to a specific audience, and then maybe like it's kind of like some of these platforms change the rules. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
there for a while, like Twitter was a really strong way you could push like video, and then all of a sudden they didn't want to market that way anymore, and so they destroyed your ability to even use ad dollars. And then Facebook, there for a while, was the most powerful platform that you could use.
That's right.
Because it just so keenly you could just get to the very. It's like the movie the social media movie that's on Netflix. Like
Right.
they're little voodoo dolls of of people, and like they're like they know all your interests and everything like that. You could there for a while. I mean, like you couldn't miss, but then they put regulations on it.
That's right. It did.
And then you lose the ability to reach those people again. It gets really hard, you know, like so yeah, there's lots of times where I spent lots of money on the budget, you know, and we spent it out there, especially when I was more indie, you know what I'm saying? I was coming out of pocket with it. So like I was spending all this money on the ad budget, and then you know, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
It's a gamble. It's a gamble.
Right.
Okay, when you
videos and they went crazy, you know, like they went like in hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views, and then I put another video out, and you're pushing the video, and for some reason that video, and that's the video you think is going to go, you know, and that video like stays at 400 likes, or you know, like for some reason, for like no way of being able to sell.
And when I tell people all the time when they get to that, I'm teaching right now. I'm on this free 99. So those tuned in to watching this, make sure y'all take this and put this in the reel, because this is something that to help everybody out. When you're doing an ad and one video did awesome, and one video did amazing, and you see that audience doing that good, so what you do is when you use that same audience, try not to use that same thing, trying to tweak it out. What I usually do is I usually go into my interest or my audience, and I'll probably I won't, if it did good, I'm not going to delete nothing. Just make that clear. If something that was working good on one video and it did amazing, I'm not going to delete anything. When I do a new song or a new video and want to push that, I'm going to add to it. You know what I mean? That's something that could fit the demographic of that video.
Yeah.
Because you had a video with maybe one video you had a video of your horn, people on the roof, and you rapping on top of a statue. You know what I'm saying? Then you using those hashtags, using those things that place you did that video at. You know what I'm saying? That's a different type of video, but that did amazing. So you'll take that audience, don't delete nothing, but add whatever is in that new video. You might hear the baby in the club with a female twerking. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's it. Now you can add that to it, because the audience like that video, they know the brand. They know, Chuckie Campbell. They know the brand already. All right, that's the brand. That's what it is. Now it's a new video, and now it's a new demographic. You add new people, but the people that already seen this video. So all you're doing is adding on to it, but only tweak out maybe 3 to 4 different. My mentor tell me always tweak out like 3 or 4 different keywords. Maybe add 1 more or 2 more hashtags, and maybe delete maybe 1 hashtag that didn't do wonders. It did good for you, but didn't do wonders like the other hashtag did. Delete that and substitute 2 new fresh ones that's connected to the new video.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and that will help the audience enhance at least by 3 to 4%. As long as you get that 3 to 4%, you good, because you now is elevating, getting ready for the next piece of content. You know what I mean? And all you're doing is building on to it, adding to it, and then by the time you get to the 5th one, I guarantee you're gonna have to delete something in the audience. It just never fails. You know, I try not to, because you get so excited that this worked so good, this next video did so good, this demographic was amazing, this insight did good. Okay, this was on this end, it did good on this end, but it didn't do good in these cities. Cool, that's fine. I tell people, never delete the cities. Always add a city. or add an area or a county, whatever, how you use in your city. So some people go in and say, "Oh, I didn't do good in Atlanta, so I'm not using Atlanta." Come on, don't do that.
Yeah, we used to triangulate them with so what we would do is I would travel in like little triangles.
Yeah.
And so like on tours, and then what we would do is we would send all the social media ads to those triangle areas. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's a good
And
strategy.
so we built off each individual area. So if we was going to the East Coast, we look at all the cities we're going to. We build a triangle around the city. Instead of going directly at the city, we'd go to, there would be 3 places around it, 20 miles, 30 miles around, right? And then more likely than not, those people know somebody in that central area,
Right.
And so we would promote the videos, promote the promo, the event all at once in those spaces.
That's fire.
2 to 3 months out, and then by the time you made it there on tour, you weren't playing to nobody. You know what I'm saying? You were playing to a group of people, and then if you get a small group of people, and this is what people don't know about touring, you get a small group of people and you do well, those people are going to show up again. They're going to tell their friends, they're going to bring them back, right? So the idea is that you want to double that crowd next time and then triple it next time.
Right.
And so we would do these like little circles, right? And then we would come back, and every triangle worked itself out in a certain way.
And now, when you go on tour, you got the merch table. You got your pro, you got your sponsor T-shirts, which is amazing. That's real big. You know what I mean? What do you have a strategy to where you be like, okay, I got the sponsor T-shirts, but I got these T-shirts, some old merch I had from a tour from last year. Do you take that old merch and give out for free to people in the audience as a bait?
Oh, I do that all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like usually we'll do some giveaways at the beginning before the show starts.
Yeah.
And that keeps people from leaving, right? So like if they see the band setting up, some people are like, yeah, we've been here for a while, we came here to eat, I don't know if we staying, right? So to keep those people from staying, usually we take the promo stuff from 3-Chord, and we start passing it around. We start putting the stuff up on the tables, and it makes them say, oh, well, there must be something real cool happening here. You give them a free T-shirt, you give them a keychain, you give them we have little chapsticks, you know, it's like bourbon chapstick, and like we like little stuff like that. It keeps them around, and then by the time we make it to the show, I'll take some. If it's like some old merch, like a T-shirt or something, I usually give it to like Emilio or one, somebody. He'll throw it out. Usually it's Emilio because he got so much energy.
Yeah,
Emilio Varela is my trumpet player, so that for anybody that don't know, but he throws it out in the crowd, and usually we'll tape it up, and people love it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, that's fire. That's a good, amazing strategy. Shout out to people that's tuned in, man. Zach, Shone, my man Shone, who is the owner of Even Worse Network, tuned in. Shout out to him. Shout out to TK Chronicles of the Black Sheep podcast, tuned in, showing love, and I definitely appreciate. You know, say shout out to La Familiar. Definitely salute to that label out of Buffalo. They doing their thing. You know what I mean? Appreciate the promo right there. We definitely will support that. We got Chuckie Campbell in the building, live here on the Underground Lounge Boom Bap podcast. We definitely tapping in, giving y'all some free 99 right now. You know what I mean? Giving y'all that free 99 on how to expand your brand. You know what I mean? How you could do certain different things on tour. He's been doing it for a long time. He's a legend. He's definitely been doing this for man. I've been a fan since day one when I first, like I said, I seen him by mistake, and that mistake was a blessing. I can't even say that's a mistake, because the fact is that I didn't mind paying $30 at the door. Everybody else was having a problem. I was like, I'm here to have a good time. I don't care about the price. You know what I mean? Because that's my drinking money, man. I got you. And I'm glad I did. or I wouldn't know who you are. I've been a fan and followed you. Right then and there, you had your social media up. I followed you right then and there on my phone, right there, and I've been a fan ever since. And then now all your surrounding people, I'm affiliated with, like my man Mad Dukes. You know what I mean? Shout out to Mad Dukes, Recipes, DJ Ruckus. You know what I mean? Optimus Prime and everybody else from Deep Records. You know what I mean? And I've been in the loop for a long time, supporting, showing so much love, and I'm continue to support good art like yourself. Let people know what you got going on in the future. What's coming up for Chuckie Campbell's music.com.
We're starting the long, treacherous journey to making a new album right now. So far, we've got Aisha Green, Dave Stewart on some songs.
Okay.
We got a show coming up on Friday at Jackrabbit. It's got all violin, drums, guitar, the whole works. Adrienne Mack Davis is traveling from Maine. She's a touring act. She's gonna open up, and then we have Omega Red, who is the nephew of Donna Summer. He is going to be opening up as well. He's just an immaculate MC and entertainer and entrepreneur in his own right. So that's going on. On Thursday, actually tomorrow I'm at Nietzsche's with Isaiah Gathers the drums. We're opening up for the ceremonies with the Buffalo Infringement Festival. So we're going to be on the big stage. So that's going to be cool. So it's going to be a busy weekend. I mean, as far as like everything that's going on, though, I mean, there's so much. I have music videos in the process. We have a documentary in the process. I have a commencement speech that I did for Bryan Stratton College that should be released here soon. We had the crowd snapping their fingers.
No
You know what I'm saying? Calling back. So it was dope. A lot of good stuff, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a lot of that stuff, man. And you said about the boy, the nephew of Donna Summer. I just got a memo like a week ago about her biopic is being filmed right now. With Kelly Rowland playing as Donna Summer. So that's big. Yeah. I hope the nephew get involved to be in the soundtrack or something. That'd be dope.
He's probably hooked in.
Yeah. You know that biopic is filming as we speak. I believe it's a Netflix project, but I think Tyler Perry might grab it. I think I seen that in the mail, but he might grab it to put it on BET Plus. But Donna Summer is definitely a legendary pop soul singer, man. You know, saying those who don't know who Donna Summer is, y'all need to go ahead and Google her. She passed away a year ago, and I've been a Donna Summer fan. My mom used to have her album, and I used to steal my mom's album samples.
No, that's me. My whole thing was like my mom used to clean when I was young, and she put the vinyl on. It was all soul, baby.
Yes, it.
We would clean the whole house.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, but mom used to get mad as come to the house to visit. She's like, "You come over here for?" You know what I'm saying? You come here to eat. Or you come here to steal my album. I said, "I'm coming here for both."
You were to scratch my records up. Right.
My mom's collection was crazy, so I used to always want her little stash, and she knew I was stealing them, man. But I should bring them back though. But I used to take them all the time to my man Mad G house in Lackawanna. We used to get some samples and chop off some samples and make some beats and all that, man. And she had everything. My mom was the record store. You know what I mean? I didn't have to go to the record theater. I had to go to no other record store out there. Mom's living room.
Right. You know what? I remember the first time my mom got mad at me over some records. She had the Crush Groovin' soundtrack on vinyl. Oh yeah. And I love hip hop from the beginning, from the jump. So I was watching, in the video, in the movie, people in there scratching, you know what I'm saying? And of course I don't know, my record player ain't a turntable.
It was the belt drive. It was the belt drive.
I was over trying to scratch on that. Yeah. That didn't fly. Mom
Yep.
Dukes like, nah.
Yeah, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that right there. That album cost me some money. That's a classic.
Right,
That
right. It was over.
One of the songs will skip on me, and I'm trying to clean up, and I got to go and thinking it's dirty and it's scratched up. But yeah, man, I just steal my mom's albums all the time, man.
Right.
Amazing beats. And thinking of the Pack Crew, we on the 30-year anniversary of the Pack Crew coming in 2024, and I'm putting together a nice little T-shirt design, the old school Pack Crew logo. Those who remember the Pack Crew back in the day, we was around when Divine and Debonair was popping and Upstate Click was popping.
Let's go, baby.
Watch Your Head Click. You know what I mean? Man, Brotherhood Nation. We was around when them cats was doing their thing, and we're a legendary group. All of us are still living and breathing, so we trying to keep everything copacetic for the 30-year anniversary of the Dirty or Noise. So those who remember the Dirty or Noise track back in the 90s, that was the Pack Crew out of Lackawanna, and we was like the Lackawanna Wu-Tang, pretty much, with 9 of us, and we definitely gonna celebrate 30 years of the Pack Crew. The Dirty or Noise t-shirts is coming. You know what I mean? So just to throw that out there to everybody, those who's been asking questions ever since the 716 Music Awards. We've been asking questions about the Pack.
Know your history, people.
History. The Upstate Click. Those who know, the Upstate Click was the birth of Griselda.
Yes, indeed.
That came out the womb right there. You know what I mean? So shout out to Upstate Click. I know they got another documentary coming out on them. Shout out to World Famous. You know what I mean? With some documentaries doing this thing, teaching people the culture with those documentaries. Tune in to War Famous. Y'all continue to do that, man, because he's definitely teaching those who don't know the history of hip hop. It's the 50th anniversary, so it's the time to really get your knowledge up. I can't really say get your bars up no more. I gotta say get your knowledge up now, because people's behind the culture of what's going on and all that. So before we leave up out of here on this, I gotta do the top 5 seconds. You know what I mean? I'm gonna start off, since you've been into the beat making. What's your top 5 producers of all time?
Oh man. All right. God, this is tough, bro.
Yeah, man.
Oh, all right.
Boy, that you marinating over there in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
I know you
got me burning, bro.
Right now. Caught you off guard on this one now. Top 5 producers of all time.
Primo.
Primo.
Trying to remember the production group that was behind Outkast. They have
Organized Noise.
Organized Noise.
Organized Noise.
Yeah,
Organized Noise. They was beats. Oh man.
Alchemist.
Yeah, Alchemist.
I think Ant from Atmosphere.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a little, that's the alternative hip hop in me.
Yeah.
And then Rick Rubin. I'm going with Rick Rubin.
Okay, Rick. Okay, yeah, Rick Rubin. Yeah, see,
I like his early work.
That's another one that I'll be sleeping on. Rick Rubin.
I would say Kanye West, because I'm a big Kanye West dude, but a lot of crazy stuff been saying lately, so I don't know how I feel. I have to re-listen to all his work again.
Yeah. Rick Rubin is definitely he's another one that people are sleeping on. And somebody was on my show and they did a top 5, and they said High Tech. I forgot about High Tech,
bro.
Like, yo,
yes,
like, what?
Yes, one of my favorites.
Yeah, I was like, yo,
that track the track he did with Common, with Sun God, all the stuff he did with Reflection Eternal. I mean, God, the one joint made Kweli's career. I think the one that had the rain in it.
The collaborations he did with Jay Dilla.
Yeah, crazy. Oh, how did I forget Dilla?
Yeah, like when I say top 5 producers, it's like
Dilla changed my life, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody will bring a producer out of nowhere that
Oh, no.
been in the soup for a long time marinating, and you forget about it because you taste the flavor, but you can't get the ingredients. And I'll be like, man, come on, man. Like,
You know
it's
what?
Jay
I could
Dilla,
throw Derringer in there too, though.
yeah, Dillinger, yeah,
But just because, you know what, like what this kid has done,
yeah,
it's crazy.
yeah. He I just heard me being in the media and a DJ, I still get my little promo stuff on in my email. I got a snippet of Action Bronson new single that Dillinger produced. It is crazy. I can't get to release it because they got it to where I can listen to it, but I can't download it. But I can listen to it. They got it blocked. But and it said produced by Dillinger, and I had to listen to it. Action Bronson. I'm like, yeah, that joint is ridiculous. I think it's supposed to be dropping like in the middle of August. It's single, but it's because the album dropping in September. But yeah, when I heard that joint, I'm like, yeah, that's what's up, man. Definitely, Dillinger is definitely getting
There's still like Mark Ronson, Swiss Beats, like, I mean, let's think about how many of these cats, it's hard to pick a top 5 because there's so much music and hip hop that just grabs you.
And there's a lot of underground, like you got your underground backpack lane too, of producers too, like Benny Bronco, my other man, Castle Money Bleep Beats, producers like that. Castle Money out in the West Coast. You have my man Cool Chuck out there in South Carolina. You know what I mean? Alley Boy Productions. Them cats that's been in the underground field. You got that lane too, especially if you in the boom bap community. You would see those other producers pop up on the feed. Now I'm gonna go to one more top 5 for you. The top 5 lyrical MCs of all time.
Okay. All time, huh?
Yeah, that definitely inspires you. Like one of those MCs to where when you hear a new song from them, you would throw away your rhyme book and start all over. One of those.
You know what? As cliche as it sounds, I'm you know what? Like Nas has been with me since the beginning. You know what I'm saying? I remember like when I was young listening to Illmatic, and then like when I saw Nas on a video for the first time, I was like, it wasn't like watching the other hip hop videos. I was like, yo, like this guy is hip hop. You know what I mean? Right. So I think Nas for me, you know what I'm saying? I hate that because it is probably cliche to a lot of people. Yeah. But Nas's work is like influenced me so much.
Yes, it does. Yeah, he does. He definitely.
As far as MCs too, I would say Rakim.
Of course.
Andre 3000.
Oh, yeah. See, that's another one that people forget about.
Who am I gonna put in this top 5 though?
Yeah, you got number 3 right now. You got
this one's tough, man, because like there's a lot of cats that's in the mainstream that I respect, and there's a lot of underground cats that I respect too that I can't really put them. I can't put them in the top 5. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
right. It's tough. Yeah, it's definitely. I feel you on that.
Who do I go with here? I like Redman.
Oh yeah. See, he still got it.
I know. Well, I mean, there's a whole argument behind Reggie being, one of the best. I mean, Muddy Waters to me is a very special record.
Yeah, definitely. That kept me. Muddy Waters. I remember when I first was really locked in South Carolina. Matter of fact, I was in South Carolina, was homeless, and all I had was a Walkman, and I had enough money to buy one album. And I forgot who came out that same week. It was definitely 4 albums that came out that same week, and Muddy Waters was one of them. I believe it was Mobb Deep album came out.
Crazy.
Redman. I think Method album came out that same week too, his second album. And I believe it was what was the fourth MC that came? I think it might be Nas. I think it was Nas. And I picked Red Muddy Waters because of that single that he did with Method Man, whatever man. And when I seen that video, I was like, okay. And I copped that cassette. And I listened to that cassette the whole time I was in South Carolina. By the time I moved back to Buffalo, and I was homeless out there, that kept me in the loop of keeping my skills up too, because that album kept me on the flow. Yeah, so definitely, yeah, Reggie definitely it could be on there. What's number 5? What's number 5?
Okay, so
that number 5 changes a lot.
I know. Yo,
my
like
5 changes too. My 5 is on rotation.
Yo, check it out. Like I know a lot of people deserve this spot.
Yeah.
I know that I haven't said Jay-Z.
Yeah.
People, all these people probably, you know how people are about Eminem and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I got whole stories about Eminem. I'm not even.
Yeah.
Like for M is further down the line for me for many reasons, but
yeah,
I think I'm gonna go with Mos Def because his album Black on Both Sides was one of the most important albums that shaped my life.
Yeah.
When that came out, I think it was like 1999.
Yeah.
I was I really like hip hop. I was learning how to be a part of hip hop instead of just kind of being around it. You get what I'm saying?
That's right. Feel you. Yep.
Like I wanted to contribute to it and give back to it, because there's a difference between just taking from it all the time.
That's right.
Or changing it or modifying it however you want. You know what I'm saying? Instead, I wanted to contribute to it and give back to it because it gave so much to me. And he taught me that album, Black on Both Sides, like gave that to me. So I feel like I owe Mos Def that number 5.
Yeah, definitely. Most definitely. Not even just that, man. It's his freestyle. I done seen. I collected DVD magazines back in the late '90s to the early 2000s, and every freestyle on any DVD magazine that I've got, he killed it. I have one when he was. I think he was at a picnic and he just kept going. He went. I believe it was actually like 6 minutes straight. Freestyle from the top of the dome, and his wordplay, and it's like you like this dude here is a lyrical English master machine wordplay, like and he was saying something. He had a story with it, and it meant something, and he was speaking truth at the same time. Like, who does that? Like, that's a special type of talent. That's
what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's not normal. He's not a human being.
Dude is completely on another level for me.
Yeah.
Like he's just like he's not so far gone that where you would say like he's like, some people can get like too far over here to the left and then they become corny. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And he always maintains this balanced center where he's right there, like navigating it. And look, hey man, that means a lot. I didn't say Pac, I didn't say Biggie, you know what I'm saying? I didn't say KRS-One. I didn't. There's a whole league of legends back here that I want to mention. And
KRS-One was just in Rochester, a couple days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Had the concert, him and Rakim, and Big Daddy Kane came to Rochester, and I see that Chris G went. My old brother-in-law went, and everybody went. A couple people from Buffalo went. They posted it up, and the segment of KRS-One, his stage presence he's definitely a master. He's definitely a master.
You want to learn how to MC? Go to a KRS-One show.
That's right.
This dude has every call and response. Yeah. Everything. He just moves the crowd, man. It's insane.
Man. That's definitely a master of ceremony teaching of going to a KRS-One concert. I hope this is not his last tour. You know what I mean? And I hope that I can see him one more again on stage. this 50th year anniversary. And I know a lot of people is going on tour, starting their tour on this 50th anniversary. And Queen Latifah just announced her tour. She's taking a break on movies and going on tour for the last time.
See, I love that. That's great.
Yeah, and I'm
Right at 50.
Yeah,
50
I can't wait
years,
to see
baby.
Queen La hit Buffalo. And once I'm in Pittsburgh, hit Pittsburgh and Buffalo, I'm coming. I've been there. You know what I mean? I'm there. I'm only 3.5 hours away from Buffalo right now. So it's like, if I see that she come to Buffalo and she announced it her tour yesterday on Twitter, saying she's taking a break on movies for a year. She's doing she said something like 150 city tour, and she said she want to do it one more again with her fellow queen, the ladies first tour, and her MC Light, Brandy. They all going on tour together. And
I saw MC Light last time she came here.
Yeah, that's another MC. Let's get to one. Let's go to one more, then we're gonna let you go. The best 5 female MCs of all time. Since we talked about
yo, man,
females, like that's a whole nother. We got some new female MCs now that's taking places of some of the MCs right now. It's crazy, even from the hometown, Pretty Bully. Like,
all right, there's a lot of people not gonna agree with me on these. Okay, but that's all right. They're just my picks, and like we said, they switch out.
Yes,
Lauryn Hill's my number 1.
Oh yeah.
All right. Number 2. People feel however they want, but I'm going with the Brat.
Okay. Yeah.
I think some people sleep on that first album that came out. I think it's really, really good.
Ain't no freestyle. Top the bone. If you ever been in a cypher with her, I was in a cypher with her in Atlanta. Like, you don't want to smoke. Like, yeah, she yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Brad, I respect that. I see you. Okay, that's number 2.
Bahama Ahmadiyya.
Oh man, come on, Philly in the building.
Oh. Insane.
Skills. Bars.
All day.
Yeah.
Queen Latifah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Queen. Yeah.
And
number 5.
I know it's the 5th one.
Yeah.
Oof. Okay, who we give it to?
Yeah. There's a lot of them. A lot of good ones out there that really got bars. I
think I'm gonna go with MC Light, even though I think that you know what? And this, like, I think the Lady of Rage is slept on.
Yes, yeah.
Terribly.
It's because
I haven't used any modern female rappers here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think she get left out because she didn't come out with enough projects because of the situation with Death Row at the time. It was going through so much things with the Pac situation and the East Coast West Coast thing. I think that messed her career up to where that she could have had an opportunity to really expand. And I think if the right producer would have grabbed her after that, after the Death Row era, I think she would have been, she'd have been crazy. Nobody really gave her a chance. But I've like I said, I've heard her interviews on podcasts lately. Matter of fact, that she did a couple freestyles and she nothing to mess with. I mean, she just like my man Drake said, she's just like a sprained ankle. She ain't nothing to play with.
I mean, honorable mentions, you gotta throw in Nicki Minaj, right?
Yeah.
She got some crazy verses, you know.
Yeah.
Who else we got throwing in there? If you're doing honorable mentions here.
Yeah. I gotta go home with it. I gotta go Pretty Bully. What she did, I don't know if you've seen the Sway.
Oh, she dope though. Yeah, she been dope.
Yeah, that moment when that Sway freestyle took me to a level. I know she always been nice. I like all her music, but that right there, being in a platform like that, let me know that she, as far as female MC coming out this right now, like they gonna have to definitely get their pen game up, because she definitely delivered.
Well, we got some dope female MCs here. Shay Noir. Yeah. Come on, bro. Paulo Brown.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then
Taylor Bishop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on. AI the Anomaly.
Yeah.
Have you heard of her? Oh
Yeah.
my God. Like
Yeah.
next level. Um, who else? Love, the genius.
Yeah. Love Genius. Yep. Definitely. Yeah.
I
Drum
mean,
work.
God, bro, like Buffalo is like filled with like great female talent.
Yeah.
Who's the one? Who's the one Griselda pushing right now though?
The one that Griselda put right there, that's Amani Caesar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Amani, yeah. I've been following her since what she did, and I didn't even know she was from Buffalo. It was crazy. She was on Triller. My first time my Triller account, she was the first person I seen on Triller, and she used to do her little segments in front of her in the kitchen, and she's do the editing and everything. And then I was hearing the bars. Then one of the bars I heard when she said Buffalo, I'm like, she's from Buffalo, and I hit her up.
Right.
And then she was like, "Yeah, I'm from Buffalo." And then she, let me know who her people was and everything. And then she was going to do a show that followed. WOK put together some type of up and coming artist show thing at Shade, and she's supposed to come. And this is right before she got signed to Griselda, and they didn't sell tickets. See, at that time, the hate rate of Buffalo of hip hop was on a whole different plateau.
Right.
And then she didn't, she never got a chance to come. And I definitely got a ticket. I got a ticket, and I was in Buffalo at the time. I said I came. I bought a ticket to see her because I've been following her for like that whole year. And then like 3 years later, Griselda picked her up, and I salute that. And she's been climbing ever since. But yeah, she's definitely one of the top MCs. Matter of fact, she made the top 5 with the Buffalo Music Association with the same top 5 you was in. She was in the top 5. I believe it was Conway, Benny the Butcher, you, Mad Dukes, and Monty Caesar. That was the top 5 MCs in Buffalo that they put together 2 years ago. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That was the grind, baby.
Yeah. You definitely beast. If those who's tuning in, make sure y'all go to his website, check out his music, his merch, everything on his website, man. Make sure y'all continue to support Chuckie Campbell right now. And don't forget to go ahead and follow him on IG also. His IG is Flavor. Go ahead and check him out. Follow him. You know what I'm saying? And get involved with what he got going on. He got a lot of things going on. And definitely get in his lane. Make it do what it do, man, because he's definitely an artist out of Buffalo who definitely is doing his thing. He been on in his lane for a long time. I've been a fan for a long time. It's a pleasure to have you on the Underground Lounge podcast, man. You want to give out some shout outs and some love before you want to get on?
Bro, I want to shout out my girl, Shone Show, for sure. You know, all the kids, you know what I'm saying? We, Bryce and Maya and you know, we just you know, trying to keep it moving.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Dave Stewart, Aisha Green, David Jonathan. We've been talking a lot about them. Eric Crit, all the homies in the Buffalo 716. Show up to that the show at Jackrabbit this Friday. It's gonna be the dopest. We got so many people coming out. Big shout to Adrian Mac Davis, who's coming through on Friday, and to Omega Red, who's opening the show. And to my homie Jacob, who's been my number one road dog here lately. Thank you so much, bro. Joker is looked MC, one of the dopest of all time.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you, man. Being on this platform, I always wanted to have you on the platform and get your story. Love your work. I love what you got going on. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't give up. Anything you got going on, don't be afraid to hit me up. I definitely will get you on the 716 Live platform. Any new music, merch, or anything in that nature. Listen, man, I'm here to definitely to support anything you got going on. Like I said, I was a fan before I even got a chance to know who you are. And it stuck with me ever since. And you could continue pushing the culture forward and keep spitting those bars and entertaining the people in the world and get people's mental health healed up with music. And that's exactly what you're doing. and I appreciate everything you got going on. And I salute you right now and give me your flowers here on this platform right now, no doubt.
Thank you. I
No
appreciate
doubt.
you, brother.
All
Underground
right,
Lounge,
we
man.
about to out to this joint, man. Shout out to the Even Rush Network, definitely doing their thing. We live on 716 Live Radio as we speak, and all that, and we definitely doing our thing, and I appreciate it. Being on this platform, and stay on, big dog. We gonna talk backstage and make it do what it do, and no doubt, this your boy the Joker, the Overlook MC. Yo, we out.